The volcanic island of Iwo Jima rises from the Pacific Ocean like a dark fortress, its black sand beaches stretching beneath the ominous Mount Suribachi. The year is 1944, and General Tadamichi Kuribayashi has just arrived to command what many consider an impossible defense. But Kuribayashi isn't like other Japanese commanders of his time. Having studied in America before the war, he understands the industrial might and determination of his enemy. As he surveys the 8-square-mile island, his mind works differently from his predecessors. Traditional Japanese doctrine called for defending beaches at the water's edge, but Kuribayashi sees folly in this approach.
We will not die at the beaches. We will die in the caves.
Over several months, Kuribayashi orchestrates one of the most elaborate defensive networks ever constructed. Under his direction, thousands of soldiers transform Iwo Jima into a honeycomb of tunnels, bunkers, and artillery positions. They dig deep into the volcanic rock, creating 11 miles of underground tunnels connecting combat positions. Every inch of beach is pre-sighted for artillery fire. Machine gun positions are carefully concealed within the rocky terrain. Perhaps most remarkably, Kuribayashi forbids the traditional banzai charges that had characterized Japanese defense in previous battles.
Do not waste your lives unnecessarily. Each man must kill 10 Americans before dying. Each man must kill 10 Americans before dying.
February 19th, 1945. The American invasion begins. As U.S. Marines hit the beaches, they're met with eerie silence. The Japanese guns remain quiet as landing craft discharge their cargo of men onto the black sand. The Americans advance cautiously, their boots sinking into the volcanic ash. Then, at Kuribayashi's precise command, the entire island seems to erupt. Hidden artillery positions open fire simultaneously. Crossfire from camouflaged bunkers sweeps the beaches. The intricately planned killing zones prove devastatingly effective. Within hours, thousands of Marines are casualties. Yet Kuribayashi's defensive masterpiece goes beyond mere firepower. His tunnel network allows Japanese forces to appear seemingly out of nowhere, strike, and then disappear underground, only to emerge elsewhere. At night, Japanese soldiers use the tunnels to move behind American lines, attacking supply dumps and command posts before vanishing again into the darkness. The Americans, despite their overwhelming numerical and technological superiority, find themselves in a nightmarish battle of attrition. Every advance is paid for in blood. The Japanese defenders, following Kuribayashi's instructions, fight with disciplined precision rather than suicidal frenzy. Even as American forces slowly gain ground, the Japanese general's strategy continues to exact a terrible toll. When ammunition runs low in one sector, underground routes allow for rapid resupply. When positions become untenable, defenders retreat through the tunnels to prepared fallback positions. It's a three-dimensional chess game played with lives and artillery. Week after brutal week, the battle rages. The Americans learn to respect their enemy's ingenuity, even as they curse the effectiveness of his strategies. Marine commanders are forced to adapt their tactics, developing new methods to deal with the underground threat. They begin using flamethrowers and demolition charges to seal cave entrances. But for every tunnel they close, another seems to open elsewhere. Kuribayashi's innovative defense transforms what many expected to be a relatively quick operation into a 36-day nightmare that would become one of the bloodiest battles in Marine Corps history. His strategic genius turns a small island into a meat grinder that would claim the lives of over 6,800 Americans and more than 18,000 Japanese defenders. In the final days, as ammunition runs low and positions are gradually overwhelmed, Kuribayashi continues to coordinate the defense from his command post deep within the island.
Sir, the Americans have broken through Sector 4. They're advancing towards the main supply depot.
Redirect the remaining artillery to Sector 4 and tell the men to hold their ground. We will not yield.
He refuses evacuation attempts, choosing to share the fate of his men.
General, the situation is critical. We must evacuate you to Chichijima. It's our duty to ensure your survival.
I appreciate your concern, but I will not abandon my men. My
All
place is
officers
here
and men of
on
Iwo
Iwo
Jima.
Jima.
Goodbye
Prepare a
from
final
Chichijima.
message.
His last radio transmission is simple but powerful. All officers and men of Iwo Jima, goodbye from Chichijima. The legacy of Kuribayashi's defense extends far beyond the battle itself. His innovative tactics would influence military thinking for generations to come. He proved that even in the face of overwhelming odds, superior strategy and preparation could extract an enormous cost from an attacking force. The lesson of Iwo Jima, and particularly of Kuribayashi's defense, is that innovation and adaptive thinking can sometimes be more powerful than raw military might. His willingness to abandon traditional doctrine in favor of practical effectiveness saved countless Japanese lives while inflicting maximum casualties on the enemy. It's a reminder that in warfare, as in life, the ability to think differently and adapt to circumstances can turn apparent weakness into strength. From this brutal battle emerges another crucial lesson: the importance of understanding your enemy. Kuribayashi's time in America gave him unique insights into his opponent's capabilities and mindset, which he used to craft his defensive strategy. In today's increasingly interconnected world, this lesson remains vitally relevant. As we reflect on this extraordinary battle and the brilliant defensive strategy that made it so costly, we're reminded that history's greatest military encounters often turn on the innovative thinking of commanders willing to challenge conventional wisdom. These lessons continue to resonate today, influencing modern military doctrine and strategic thinking. If you found this exploration of General Kuribayashi's revolutionary defensive strategy fascinating, please consider subscribing to our channel for more in-depth analyses of history's most compelling military engagements. We regularly delve into the strategies, innovations, and personal stories that shape the outcomes of crucial battles throughout history. Remember to hit that notification bell to stay updated on our latest videos, and share this video with others who might appreciate this remarkable story of tactical brilliance and sacrifice. Together, we can ensure these important historical lessons and the sacrifices of those who fought are never forgotten.